for the New York Rounders. I wonder if there's an association to that. He's playing Pascal Lefrancois, who might not be known to the masses, but is undefeated in the GPL, so that's a start. Has won a World Series of Poker title, second place at WPT Montreal, the first ever WPT Montreal a few years back, final table the PCA just about 2-3 years ago. So a lot of experience for a guy that plays part-time, and that's quite impressive. Doing schoolwork and playing a little poker on the side. Tons, I think it's over $2 million in online earnings as well, so really solid player coming out of Montreal.
These French Canadians, they know how to do it, don't they?
They're very nice people. I love them all.
Bryn Kenney versus Pascal
I love him
Lefrancois.
too.
Yeah, you love everyone.
I love Bryn Kenney. Bryn Kenney is a guy. He's a cool guy.
He is. We watched Tyler Kenney, his brother, battle out in the Six Max on Tuesday, which went very well for him, didn't it?
Many people questioning Bryn's pick, obviously understanding why he took his brother. Why would you not take your kid brother? That's always a great story. But many people just thought that team was so strong that Tyler might be a weak link, and he hadn't played a lot of poker in the past few years. Well, yeah, I mean that theory just went out the window. 12 points against Sao Paulo. Mr. Felipe Ramos was his biggest adversary in those two Six-Max matches, and full of confidence. And that's always scary when you have a Kenney brother brimming with confidence. That could be the most dangerous combination in the poker world.
Only one weak link so far in the New York Rounders, and I know it didn't go his way.
Right.
But Kevin McPhee out so quickly in both the games he played.
Had Kevin performed in one of those matches, that team, the New York Rounders, could be far and ahead above anyone else at this point. They're still comfortably in first place. It could change tonight. But yeah, the Kevin McPhee situation was just dire. It was terrible for that team. As you mentioned, maybe not Kevin's fault, but 0 points out of 2 Six-Max matches is almost unforgivable in this format.
Jason Wheeler, though, also having quite a nice time. He did well for the Rounders in the Six-Max the first week, didn't he?
That's right. He had a great time. He won one of the Six-Maxes, performed well in the second as well. So Big Daddy Wheeler, not surprising to see him succeed in the GPL.
A fair bit of pressure on Bryn to do well tonight? I think so.
I think so. Other than Kevin, all of their players have done well. We forgot about Jason Mercier, who swept Phil Galfond, the legend.
How could we forget that?
I mean, it's been a great time for New York. I think he would much rather be in the top half of this team than in the Kevin McPhee situation with 0 points. So absolutely, I think the fact that the brother played so well, there's pressure there. Mom and dad at the dinner table on Sunday afternoon, maybe they'll be picking one of their favorite brothers.
Has Bryn got quite a lot of brothers?
I know he's got one named Tyler. I'm not sure about any other brother. I'm the stats geek when it comes to poker law.
I had a feeling there was quite a few of the Kennys, but I'm not sure.
I'm more of the poker stats geek. You're more in charge of finding out
I'll find that out.
Juicy details.
I will hunt down those juicy details, I will. Okay, we'll find that out. Bryn Kenney versus
Pascal
Lefrancois for the Montreal Nationals. That's what I was going to talk about. Pascal, obviously he played so well last week. And hoping to see him back on form again.
Yeah, and speaking of controversial picks, Marc-Andre Leddy started drafting him in the third round, sort of controversial. Marc-Andre had just lost Jonathan Duhamel a few moments before, needed a French-Canadian player on his team. He admitted that. But he believes that Pascal Lefrancois is one of the top, if not the best, French-Canadian player out there. So it's a no-brainer for him to pick him there. He understands he could have gotten him as a wild card more than likely, but still wanted to make sure he got that one French-Canadian. If you understand Canadian politics, it is important to make sure everyone is happy across the country. So that pick was very important for Marc-Andre, and he is very satisfied so far with a 3-0 start.
Okay, let's head over to the desk to our commentary team of Sam Grafton and Griffin Benger and have a little bit of pre-match analysis.
Thanks, Laura. It's BK's World, and we're just living in it. I'm Griffin Benger. This is Sam Grafton. This is the GPL Week 3, Match 30, I believe, isn't it?
No idea.
It is match 30 of the GPL as far as I know. I see Eric over there stat checking, but I'm almost positive. We're really excited for this particular match. Obviously, Pascal Lefrancois. Brilliant performance, last week, I believe. And again, Bryn Kenney, what can you say about this guy? Unbelievable talent, like Eric was noting. Top 12 in the GPI for 70 straight weeks, which, I mean, I'm not a math guy, but that sounds like a few years. What do you think about Bryn?
If you love the game, you love Bryn Kenney. This is one of the legends of the internet generation. I mean, the guys that made their name at the height of the poker boom with their online talents, a lot of them, the general stereotype of the online players is, little bit awkward, not much personality. This is a guy who has personality by the bucket load.
Yeah.
Someone that has a huge amount of swagger, huge amount of charisma, draws people to him, and plays the game at
very New York, very Brooklyn.
Incredibly high level, and has done for a very long time. He was someone at the top of the game when I first started playing online, and he's still someone at the top of the game now. So really exciting to see Bryn Kenney. And, it's been fantastic for him. He used this strategy of picking a lot of his friends, colleagues, people he was close to,
family,
who he knew their game.
keeps it in the family, the good fellas of the GPL.
And it has been working out for them, And you can see nearly 10 million in tournament earnings. Obviously, he had one of his biggest scores, winning the 100K at the PCA
this year, one of the biggest winners of 2016.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely massive. And, if he is in the mood, he will share with us on webcam. And a guy with a great personality. I think Bryn Kenney, huge fan base, but it's going to only grow with the GPL. This is, this management spot for him is a huge opportunity for the hashtag BK's World and Bryn Kenney in general, I think.
Yeah, he runs a very popular Twitter account called Bryn Kenney World. You should definitely check it out. I highly recommend it. But yeah, big match for him today for the New York Rounders, and really excited to see him play. You look at that win rate, too. 9 wins, 106 results.
And
that's
another
a good
reason
sign.
people love him is because this is a guy with real gamble. He's a guy willing, when he's got running good, when he's running up his bankroll, he will play in the highest buy-in tournaments in the world with a big percentage of himself, and he's, and also gives a lot of action. Will buy percentages, buy sweats of people, someone that loves to gamble, and, that's something that the community really respects, and that's why they have him in high regard.
Yeah, but he's up against, an unbelievably tough opponent that, for the fans back home, if they didn't catch Pascal's last match, they might think like, oh, this is, this guy's been in the top 12 for all these years. How good could Pascal Lefrancois be? Well, as we learned last week, pretty damn good. This guy, unbelievable talent for the Montreal Nationals, just snuck under the top 1,000 to be eligible during the draft. Marc-Andre Ladouceur, obviously a personal friend of his and colleague, just thought this was the guy, really, really impressed in his match. If he's a guy that can come out here and pull off another sweep or win 2 of 3, that's an incredible record early on here at the Global Poker League Season 1.
Yeah, I agree. And one of the things that's been a feature of these early heads-up matches is some people being more comfortable with the deeper stacks, but not really knowing the push-fold ranges. Some people a bit out of their depth early on, but having a good push-fold game, more the MTT players. Pascal Lefrancois is someone that plays 5-10, 10-20 online, and he's also someone that battles it out in the Sunday majors, has deep runs in World Series events.
Past 82, isn't it? 42?
Yeah,
I'll always see him around. Yeah.
And EPT events. So Pascal Lefrancois, very much a double threat in that regard. Having such a strong poker background and in 2 of the major disciplines, he's very, very well suited to achieve big things in the GPL. And I know Marc-Andre Ladouceur certainly believes that.
Yeah, so we're going to be heading to the match. Pretty soon.
And who knows? Because Bryn Kenney, will he show up? I feel like even Alex Dreyfus can't necessarily whip Bryn Kenney into.
But honestly, Bryn Kenney against Pascal Lefrancois, it's just such a great matchup. It's really the equivalent of having your cake and eating it too. Let's get to the match.
He's not available yet. I told
so
you.
They don't have it ready.
I told you.
I have some more cake. You want some cake?
I'm fine.
It's a colleague's birthday. I apologize.
So let me just talk about, because some people at home are going to think maybe we're overhyping this guy, but, amongst the MTT community, I'm sorry while my colleague recovers a little bit here. Bryn Kenney held in such great high regard, and obviously a lot of the team managers are from an older generation, guys that achieved in the World Series, a lot of live pros. Bryn Kenney, as I said, has that iconic status within the MTT community, feared opponent online, and, increasingly in the live arena. Puts in huge volume year on year as well.
Definitely.
Someone that you can find, at every EPT stop, playing a full range of buy-ins from the side events through to the high rollers, and then putting in a, long Sunday session, Saturday session, battling it out on the online felt. So, are you going to do the cake and eat a bit?
Well, yeah, if you're just tuning in, again, I really think that this particular matchup, Bryn Kenney, Pascal Lefrancois, the pedigree of the both of them, this is like really the equivalent of having your cake and eating it too. Let's get to the action.
I knew there was some reason they employed you, Griffin Benja. Here we go. BK's World. Get the tweets coming in. Hashtag BK's World. Loving it. Unfortunately, we're missing a few great words from the great man. And it'd be nice if Pascal shared a little bit more with us, obviously, as he gets more comfortable with the format. I'm sorry.
Playing against a tough opponent.
Here we go.
They sent in the ringer against me, and they wanted to give who had the best shot.
Hi, guys.
So we're going to have to show them that nobody had the best shot.
Against an old school guy like me, Bryn.
This is going to be right sick. I'm loving this.
Loving it.
Ball here.
Online
Pascal's
heroes.
making it 2.5x. Seems normal, deep stack. He wants to play bigger pots in position. See here, he never has like the ace of diamonds really. Shouldn't even really have the king of diamonds. So we're going to go for a bet here. And if he calls, we're going to bet big on the river, trying to get him off whichever diamond he has. Just like set the tone for the game, win the first hand if possible. If not, show them that we're bluffing like a no equity hand, which is fine too. See, like now if we bet pot, yeah, I'm gonna bet at least pot here, just to give him a chance to fold like queen of diamonds, 10 of diamonds. Yeah, see.
Really great advanced bluffing strategy here from Bryn.
Let's go, BK.
You're loving
Let's
it.
go.
You're loving it.
Stop putting it on people. This is what I'm talking about.
Look at the sizing. It's so meta too.
Not really much more. I guess we could have the queen of diamonds, but like it's going to be really hard for him to call to whatever hand he has. I'm just like take the aggression in the first hand. It's always good.
This is what we needed to spice up our final day of the week.
Yeah, this is. Stay tuned, guys. This is going to be exciting because Pascal is not someone that's going to be run over.
Excited to play the GPL for the first match today. Excited to rep my city, New York. Rep my team. I better put on a good showing now since my brother comes in first and second in the six max in his debut.
Bryn Kenney,
So
the
now I'm
rich man's
supposed to be
Tyler
the
Kenney.
older, stronger players. So now if I don't come up with a win, it's getting shown up by your younger brother. So man, can't be having that. So yeah, here we were just gonna check fold the flop, of course, but we caught the best turn in the deck. Actually, Pascal, me and him have some history. Actually, Pascal, the year that I was deep in the main event, I think it was 2011, the year that Duhamel won, and Pas got deep. He actually busted me in a sick cooler in 28th place, and that's the only time I've ever played against Pascal. So he's definitely got my number. So since we did like an overbet in the last one. And here, like, a lot of draws missed on the turn. Pascal's, like, the type of guy who will make, like, a hero for something like this. And since our bet is only going to have a king anyway, and he doesn't have much, or maybe he has a 7 or a queen or something.
Definitely a close
But
spot.
we're just going to try to get him for the maximum. And even if he folds, he just feels like now he folded to 2 overbets already. And just to make your opponent feel the heat, feel the pressure.
In my range, not blocking the flush draw on the turn is a pretty good thing.
Tough spot for Pascal. Jack 10 missed.
It's amazing how talented Bryn is.
Hearts missed. Pascal really in a tough spot. Depends how much King X
I think I'm
Queen
going to
X.
go ahead and call. I don't block.
He checks back on the
Obviously,
flop.
some straights gets through. But I don't block all his Jack 10, Jack 9, bunch of combos. I definitely don't like calling there.
That's a great start to the match. I had a feeling like he would call the second one also, which is why I bet it here. Of course, if I didn't think he was calling the over bet, I'm going to bet a value betty amount, because I thought I was pretty sure to get paid for like 2,800, but I wanted to get for the maximum. And the same thing as the last time. Even if we don't get him for the maximum and he folds the hand, he feels like beaten, which is maybe why he even makes this call, because getting overbet twice in the first like little bit of the match can shake your confidence a little bit.
Big 3-bet sizing from Pascal there.
Especially if you fold twice, think that I was bluffing at least one of them. Yeah, that's garbage. Oh, looked like aces. Close, no cigar.
So you can see a little bit of that
So I'm gonna
swagger
bet
I
this
was
flop
talking about.
because we have backdoor spades, like some backdoor runners, and for the most part, if you check back this flop, they're always just gonna bet the turn, and you're never really gonna win the pot, and you're always in a dumb scenario where you're just giving away the pot. So like in position, you're always gonna want to fire, especially with a few backdoors. So the turn gives us no backdoors. About as dry as they come. Okay. It's also a tough card to bluff because he has many sevens, tens, some threes. Plus, like, we could check back a 7, so it gives us less sevens. See, so now here, this is a board that a lot of draws missed. But at the same time, he knows that a lot of draws missed. And he's going to put
a bunch of lower draws that I want to bluff before that combo. I think I still have to bluff Jack High here.
Jack 9
I
or
would value
worse.
bet-
So
definitely
anything that
value bet
beats
some
Jack 9
GX.
beats all of his bluffs. So like ace high and queen high here is, when faced by a bet, is practically the same.
Bryn Kenney breaking down his thoughts for us.
Looks like a cheesy bet. But then at the same time, Pass like might feel like he has to win this pot because of what's happened before this hand.
Amazing breakdown here from Bryn Kenney.
Loving it.
And he might like bet bigger with a 10 too, because I feel like if you're gonna rep a 10, you should be betting bigger.
There we
Yeah,
go.
so we got him here.
Really impressive stuff from Bryn
Yeah,
Kenney.
so pretty much we've made every correct decision so far, which is always nice.
You guys were wondering what the rich version of Tyler Kenny would look like, and this is him.
Pascal Lefrancois, pretty breathless to begin things here. And Bryn Kenney
Here we got
immediately
a
making
nice,
an impression
pretty one.
on the GPL.
Very, very pretty. Pretty.
But Pascal at last flopping strongly.
Huge misstep here by Bryn to let him flop 3 of a
So
kind.
here we're just gonna bet.
You should have saved that for a match where we had more
Very
viewers.
small.
I know. It's pretty amazing that our
Just,
viewers for this one was 420 though when it started, literally, and it was 420 yesterday.
To win the
And
pot,
Bryn
pretty
Kenney
much.
is part of the 420 crew.
If he doesn't have a 7-4 ace high, we don't really want to be giving free cards. We have no backdoors. So
Pretty aggro C-bet strategy
we
from
can
Bryn
check
Kenney.
raise though. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just let him have this one. Can't really call with no backdoors. If the heart was a diamond, I would call gladly. But like not much in the pot and just like hoping that he's bluffing isn't really what we're going for. So on to the next one, boys and girls. If there are any watching, that is, except for Laura.
Shout out for Laura Cornelius. Again, Bryn Kenney showing his class. And this might be a combo Bryn 3-bets, by the way. Because
He's raised like every button.
He's going to be real
Do I
comfortable
pick, like,
flatting a lot of
5-3 suited
hands.
to be the first hand that I 3-bet him now?
Here we go.
I feel like it's... I feel like we waste a little time and just 3-bet him here to kind of like try to put him in the coffin, kind of just like keep him down. I feel like the risk reward is nice. I mean, we have to raise to big, but let's make it so he doesn't call the 3-bet very often.
I could go ahead with a 4-bet. Those stack size I like calling aces a lot there.
So this is not really the spot you will want to be in. Okay. Here. We're gonna put out a little feeler bet here. See if we can take down the pot.
And this is the problem with such an aggressive strategy. While we love seeing Bryn Kenney in action,
Especially
here he
with
is
these cards.
at 5 high, drawing
I don't bother
2% equity.
any third card, maybe except the king.
That's bad news for Bryn Kenney, as it might convince him to continue in this hand.
Yeah,
I mean, should think better of it.
that is actually the only card that, you know, that and a 6 that
Six,
gives him
yeah.
any equity.
But it's sometimes you're just out where you're at. Nothing you could do. You can't pick your cards. So let's see if I want to plan for a river
You see me
jam.
clicking some, using my mouse on the side. It's because I'm playing a tournament on the side.
More than that. It's like
Well, is he going for it here? Griff, is he?
62.
Should we be fastening seatbelts? Is he going to go for it here?
Strap yourself in.
Hashtag
Let's just
BK12.
get the gin 6 on the river. Make it easy for
Jamming
us.
would definitely be okay here.
I mean, I guess he could be trapping aces.
I think I'm still gonna call.
Maybe even ace king. I mean, we hate when we get
great
called
river.
there. But like, really, I don't put him on.
We're obviously stoked if he jams.
I mean,
Expect
of course
to
you can
beat,
roll over 7
obviously,
suited or 7 suited.
a ton of
I
it.
know. Yeah, I guess I'd call both of those, but there's only 2 combos of each of those.
A slow motion
There's a lot of
train
hearts,
crash.
a lot of middle
Witness here.
pairs, a lot of kings.
Don't do it,
I mean,
Bryn.
like, it's possible that I can get him off a king.
Oh, he's gone for it. A massive misstep.
Fuck! Yeah, oh, sorry. So, yeah, I guess, like I said, he can trap aces. So, pretty much we picked the worst time possible to 3-bet and then bet jam.
Excellent play
right
from
into
Pascal
his
Lefrancois.
aces.
Yep.
And
If he elected
All
to
of a
4-bet
sudden you
or
go
raise
for-
at any point, that hand would have been over. And Bryn Kenney showing the downside to aggressive high variance style.
Yeah, and Lefrancois really showing, you know, the world that Canadians are better at
If you don't
poker
get
than
snap
Americans.
calls there,
That we all knew that
not
anyway.
really
So.
I
got
know.
called much. I think I can get him off a king maybe from how the
Definitely
matches
do
went. Can
both
rip
plays
ace
here.
king.
I like betting those stack sizes. Protect my equity. I'd be more inclined to check between 7s and, let's say, 10s. But 5s definitely add value and need a ton of protection in the spot.
So, after a great start, Bryn Kenney now a little bit of trouble. 18 big blinds here at 501k. We love him here at the GPL, but could be an inauspicious start for him if Pascal does pick up this early win.
I don't know, not sure if I should full jack 3 off. If I have both are raising.
So like now at these stacks,
Winning
like
strategy.
Pascal's a heads up cash
Yours
game player, tournament player. I don't think he
very
plays
standard.
much. Hyper sit and goes, 6 max sit and goes. So I'm comfortable with I think these stacks are perfect.
It's actually very good information that I saw Bryn getting those kind of hands. I didn't really know what to expect of him. I know I haven't played with him for a while, but definitely never played heads up against him. So I wasn't sure which strategy he would use if we would 3-bet those low-suited trash hands. It's definitely good information that I get to see that in the first match.
What can you do? Sometimes, when you're losing like over 100K in 2 days, you get dealt the 5-3 suited. Just got a 3-bet and bet jam.
And this could be it here. Bryn Kenney with a very strong holding, pocket eights, and Pascal Lefrancois won't be folding Queen Jack suit. Well,
these are really good stacks to limp.
I presume Pascal will jam this. Does have great playability.
Just get creative.
Both plays are fine.
Do you think Pascal ever checks his back? Probably not, right?
No, he's considering.
And he's tanking, so it seems like he's going to put it in. So he's wasting time for no reason. Maybe he just wants the blinds to go up, but it seems like that's bad for him. So he makes it 27.50. I mean, this seems like a big hand, but what does it matter? There's no way we're ever folding this.
All in and a call and a big flip here. Pascal Lefrancois with the chance
Clean flop
to put 3 points on the board for the Montreal Nationals.
Let's get it. Dirty
Good
turn.
old queen on the turn.
8.
Ocho.
8.
No Ocho.
First game to Pascal Lefrancois.
1 down, 2 to go.
Bryn Kenney. No good.
Pascal Lefrancois takes the first match from Bryn Kenney, and what an animal this guy is. 4 heads-up matches, sweeps them all, even when someone who's at the top of their game comes out firing, comes out playing so well, as we saw Bryn, with balancing his overbets, talking about the reasons why he thought he would call the second overbet, really playing phenomenal poker, deciding to bet that turn with the no equity, being like, even if this guy calls, it won't matter because he'll see I'll take no equity bluffs. He's just constantly thinking, the creative juices are always going, playing so well, and sometimes all it takes is one mistake.
Yeah, I mean, Bryn Kenney is someone that doesn't like to slow down. Came out here in the GPL, all guns blazing, and that's so exciting to see. I mean, really, I was buzzing to be watching Bryn.
For sure.
But Pascal Lefrancois is not someone that you can easily run over.
Exactly.
And Pascal just taking his time, making the calls he thinks is correct, and when he picked up a big hand, played it to perfection.
Yeah, and that's the double-edged sword of having that sort of bulldozer mentality that guys in the New York Rounders, all of them really had. We talked about, the pit bull that was, Jason Wheeler in that first sequence of 6 max matches all the way back in week 1. We saw Kevin McPhee playing for the win, losing both his matches in the first few hands. Tyler Kenny, maybe not so much of a bulldozer, but definitely played super solid, picked some good spots. And here we are with Bryn Kenney, just boom, 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 boom. Once someone like this gets confidence, he just keeps on going until you have no more chips. Problem is, sometimes a guy like, Pascal Lefrancois, he's gonna trap you, and that's exactly what happened. It's a trap.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously, it's a little bit of results oriented. Pascal did have the aces, but yeah, Bryn really wanted to run Pascal over, like you said, set the tempo early, couldn't resist the spot with the 5-3 suited. And, some players, I think, you saw Eugene actually 3-betting 9-7 off and just check folding on occasions. Perhaps, I think, a bit of a misstep. Yeah, sure, he did turn the gut shot, but on that river, 2 flush draws missed. And if you're 5-3 is obviously bottom of your range, essentially. But, there were so many draws that missed. And if you're picking so many hands to 3-bet pre-flop, then, his slow plays absolutely print money. So I can't bring myself to criticize one of my heroes.
No,
but possibly,
really.
possibly a mistake from BK.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just one of those things where, because of the way that, Bryn was just pounding him, a lot of players maybe in that spot where they see that 3-bet, they get excited. They think like, okay, if I 4-bet here, he's going to stuff it in. He's going to have 10s. I'm back in this match. I'm going to have the edge. But no, Pascal's like, okay, breaking this down. He's playing really well. I know he's trying to own me. He's trying to run me over. I'm going to trap here. And, he might even have trapped as low as like pocket queens, pocket jacks. Who knows? Maybe he would have 4-bet and got in the jacks or whatever. But he was ready to find a spot to let Bryn, try to like make an impression, be impressive. But Laura, and Eric are waiting for us, and they're going to tell us how this first match affects the standings.
Well, 3 points there to the Montreal Nationals, Pascal Lefrancois. Bryn got caught with his pants down there a bit, didn't he?
There's something to this match, Laura. There's this rivalry brewing that we talked about, but it's really happening. There's something very, it's an intriguing thing. I think that Pascal Lefrancois really, truly believes that he's possibly the best player in this league. I think he's at that confidence level right now. It doesn't mean that he is, but he's not afraid of anyone. You'd be afraid of Bryn Kenney bulldozing you, and he's been, at each moment just trying to hit back. So no, this is going to be an interesting match. I think Bryn's going to be upset losing that hand. He knows it's going to be all over the internet tomorrow. So Bryn's going to want to get back at Montreal next match.
The New York Rounders are the bad boys of poker. They're supposed to be intimidating.
Yeah, but I don't think Lefrancois cares about the bad boys whatsoever.
Oh, I like it. I got a shout out too there from Bryn.
You did.
Check me out.
You didn't get one from Pascal because he's concentrating on poker, whereas Bryn is talking to the ladies.
Hashtag LC's World.
That's right. I like LC's World. It's fun.
It is. Montreal Nationals taking the first 3 points, which means the gap between first and second place now is shortened. There's only 2 points between Montreal and New York, which means this next one is everything to play for.
Yeah, Montreal could take over first with the win in this second game. However, if New York can win one of the next 2 matches, they will be finishing first for the week. So, this match is very important. We always talk about how the first game is the one you want to win. I think that François is now really excited. He didn't have to do much here. Most of the chips were given to him in that one hand with the aces. So we'll have to see what happens in this next game. But I think BK is going to have some pressure on him. He's already mentioned that little brother Tyler has put some pressure on big brother Bryn.
Do you think he may change his style a little of playing so high variance?
I don't think Bryn Kenney changes his style for anyone at any time. So that's what I think that's what's going to make this match, the rest of it, so interesting. Bryn's not going to change his style. Pascal's not going to change his style. So we're going to see some head-on collisions here. It could be unlike the Faraz Jock Eugene Catchlaw match, which was more scientific and took a long time to play out. These are going to be there's going to be some KOs in this one.
It's funny, isn't it, how different these matches are. Like some of them so much more volatile than others. Some calm, relaxed, strategic. Like the Jungle Man ones, just crazy, volatile. Right. I think this one is going to be a little bit like that too.
Yeah, I think maybe not to the same level of madness as we see from Jungle Man, but absolutely, I really do think there's going to be some head-on collisions here. It's going to happen. There's something about this match that I was really excited to see here. So if I'm excited, I'm hoping everyone at home are excited because there's something about this match that really caught me. We were talking about it, and sometimes you overhype things. This was not overhyped. It was good. Pascal is sitting stoic, but really enjoying his time. You see the famous left hand, the left hand of the
scary
left hand that comes in. That made an appearance for its second week in a row. He's now 4-0, Laura. He has never lost in the GPL.
Yeah.
Not many people can say that.
No. To be fair, we've hyped up quite a few of the matches, and the ones that we have hyped up...
We're supposed to do that. That's what we're paid for.
Yeah, I know, but like some obviously get a bit more hype than others.
Yeah.
But the ones that we have really hyped have actually lived up to expectations, I think.
Yeah,
and I'm not just saying that for the camera.
No, I think yesterday the Kurganov dancer match, we were as soon as we saw that lineup, we were very excited to see it. And boy, did that ever live up to its bill. Right from the first hand, where that first hand was the first match. And it was great to see them on camera. I think it's going to be great here. I think Bryn, by the way, is fantastic on camera. Just telling us how it is and just talking us through the hand. So good on him for doing that. Pascal more stoic and trying to get the poker in first, and then maybe chat once in a while.
It would be cool to see Bryn playing Tyler. That's not going to happen, but just saying.
That's right. Maybe he can trade him in year 2 to another team, just so we can see that happen.
Yeah, maybe like a few seasons down the road, like we can do inter-team swapping and stuff.
If he cuts his brother, that would be very dramatic. So we could see that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in fact, I'm going to ask you first prediction. Do you think that BK can
let's
bring
go
it back,
Bryn. Let's make it a match. We'll go Bryn next one, but I think French Canada's going to
I know you don't want to say that because
I love Bryn.
French
He's great TV.
Canada
But no, I think
guy.
Bryn wins this one just to make it a fun rubber match in the end.
Do you think he's got cross after that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ready. Right, we're going to go back to the action. It's game 2 in our final and third match. Pascal Lefrancois for the Montreal Nationals versus Bryn Kenney of the New York Rounders. Back to you, boys.
Thank you so much, Laura and Eric. I'm Griffin Benger. This is Sam Grafton. This is the last slew of heats in Week 3 of the Global Poker League. Please follow us at GPL. Send us any questions, concerns, comments. We love hearing from you guys. If you want to check out standings and analysis and everything about the players, go to globalpokerleague.com. But for now, let's watch Bryn Kenney play Pascal Lefrancois.
Yeah, Pascal Lefrancois, as Eric pointed out, 4 games in the GPL, 4 heads-up matches, 4 wins, absolutely fantastic stuff. And let me assure people at home, Bryn Kenney, not someone that is going to be affected by that. A lot of players, I think, would back off, having been caught, as Laura so delicately put it, with his pants down there, with the 5-3 suited. He is someone that plays this style of poker in the biggest buy-in tournaments in the world, and I expect to see him continue with this strong, bold and exciting style.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pascal, like we talked about, that trappy kind of style, he decided that was going to be the best route
he's
against Bryn.
Trappy style.
It's a trappy style there. He trapped him.
The trappy style?
Trapped. Yeah.
Okay.
You got him. You got him there for sure. Pascal, obviously, huge pedigree within the Canadian poker community. A little bit of an unknown coming into the draft internationally, but really shown that he's extremely, if you think about it, he is the MVP so far of this league.
Put it this way, Eric Denis, big Pascal Lefrancois fan.
I mean,
he is the Bryn Kenney of Quebec.
Well, it's as long as you have a name that you can pronounce in like a really beautifully snobby way, the way he does, Pascal Lefrancois. He's going to be a huge fan. Eric Denis loves that stuff. Have you ever heard him say Marc-André Ladouceur?
Yeah, it's
Marc-André Ladouceur.
It's an amazing thing.
It's very poetic. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pascal Lefrancois, and we should reiterate. This is a top of the table clash. How bad is Bryn going to feel if New York Rounders top of the table? The team manager comes in to make his debut, gets the board swept, and they take.
I don't want to read too much into sort of the rivalry that could brew, but this is really like some East Coast stuff here. Is it
like Messi versus Ronaldo?
No, I'm not going to overuse that metaphor, but it is a little bit like the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Yankees. Blue
talk
Jays.
About a sport that someone watches.
We have a big American fan base, buddy. Nobody in Europe is awake right now.
That's true.
And they're certainly not watching the GPL, at least not tonight. No, but seriously, for me, the Jays, the Yankees, there's a rivalry brewing there as the Jays. I could talk about the Jays all night if that's what you want to do while we wait for this match, because we are waiting for the players to get ready. So the Blue Jays started the season. No, I'm kidding. Again, this is a really, really good match to be excited about. Bryn Kenney, unbelievable talent.
Do you want me to talk about Bryn Kenney again?
Give us some more Bryn Kenney.
I can just talk about...
And this is a Putin mug for the person that asked on Twitch.
Bryn Kenney, as I said, one of these guys, you saw such charisma, such personality. The way he comes out, and, there is sort of a respect for his peers, but he's even questioning. Pascal Lefrancois has got him 3-1 chip ahead in chips, and he's like, maybe he's stalling because he wants the blinds to go up. That's the confidence and swagger this guy has, and he brings that to any contest, that he comes to. A lot of people have been a little bit intimidated by the webcam.
For sure.
I think actually Bryn is someone that will revel in the webcam.
Yeah, you have one conversation with this guy, and he just oozes that confidence. That when you're at his table, that he's going to fight against you for table captaincy.
Someone like Vanessa Selps, where when they arrive at the table, the whole dynamic of the table does change.
For sure.
And the question is, in this heads-up format, though, against a player like Pascal Lefrancois, who has that cash game experience, are these going to be effective strategies? That remains to be seen, of course.
Yeah, and we're going to get to the action real soon, guys. We're just waiting for them to connect and get all ready to go. Pascal, obviously, if you guys want to learn more about him, this is a guy that's made 5 W-Coop and Scoop final tables, so he's always in there, always in the hunt. A really advanced poker strategy mind. Comes from a cash game live background as well. Like, he's just really cut his teeth in all the different areas of tournament poker, someone who's had success, who's won a bracelet, finished second in the WPT Montreal in his hometown. So this is a guy that when the time comes, he's there to play, he's there to crush. Bryn Kenney, an incredible opponent today.
Yeah, of course. And, these have been the 2 franchises which we've been most impressed by. I certainly think Montreal Nationals, a lot of people really, really tipped very, very strongly. I certainly felt they were one of the strongest draft days. New York Rounders, a little bit less certain.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, again, Bryn Kenney kind of using this double-edged sword strategy. It's a lot like having your cake and eating it too. Here we go.
So, Bryn Kenney, swap rooms. Has he? No, just still lax.
Okay. We're back.
Okay, let's sit up a little. Back for game 2. Game 1 did not go how we wanted. Played a few hands well in the beginning. Made a 3-bet that I didn't have to. Barrel down. Happens.
How important is it to
I
win
just
the
gotta
first
win
cut
this one.
time, Bryn?
Interested to see if Bryn attacks again. He does turn the gut shot,
So here he checks.
and maybe he will slow down a little bit.
See, here on the turn, I don't really like betting. I mean, he's got like ace high or one small pair. Let's see if we can take it. Anyway, come on. Hard to call it one pair. Like, we don't really need to bluff queen high or no jack high,
Close.
9 high. There's not many like high cards that ace high beats. Like, you have to stretch hands.
Bryn going for a subtle
Stab at
bet
it.
size on the river and getting the job done.
Bryn Kenney, the king of subtlety.
We'll just raise to pass this amount. I think it's a good raise amount versus good player. Go for the min raising later on.
As you can tell, a lot of respect between these two very experienced, high-stakes tournament players. And it's kind of hard to get Bryn Kenney's respect. He doesn't just give that stuff away for free.
I mean, I know you don't have it.
I mean, he thinks I'm BK's world, so I have his respect.
See, I like betting the check raising here. See the check calling, but he's been checking back a bit. Now he bets big too. It's hard to check raise this bet, so we'll just call. So now we've got a jack of hearts too. If he bets here, we're gonna consider check raising.
And Pascal
It's a pretty good
Lefrancois
card.
turning 2 pair and a queen high flush draw to go with it. Could see fireworks again early
For a hand,
doors.
of course, we would have preferred 8 or a king, but it's a
Can't
good
always
check
make the
raise
nuts.
card. But like now he bets so big. It's like, do we really even? Let's rep a flush anyway.
There he is.
Here we go.
There we go.
Hashtag BK's World.
We're going home early, boys.
He's trying to get
Pack
things
your
wrapped
things.
up so we can get to the bar.
Yeah.
So Bryn is going to go for it here. We can see that he's not going to fold this combination. This, you know, Pascal could be bluffing himself with the ace of hearts or
I'm
7-8.
thinking 10,500. What do you think?
There are things that would hands that he would fold here.
Big Papa raise.
Yeah, I mean, you're so
Welcome to the
polarized
jungle.
when you check raise the turn here that you can afford to do it for a big
Pass
size.
is in a tough spot. I feel like he's the type of guy who will like bet 3,200 here if he's got king of hearts, ace of hearts, some type of
Really big raise.
So
good
Bryn,
one hard hand.
Bryn targeting
Kind of a
the
flush
high
too, of
cards
course.
part of his range.
Well, of course, once he calls the turn, we're
Definitely gonna have to play some poker on the river.
worried about a flush.
If we're facing a jam.
So I guess he can have like queen X of hearts because he's that's that like chunky on the flop. Like,
Come on now, Bryn. Blow up, baby.
I don't
Let's
think
see
he
it.
can really
Well, Pascal's going to be in a tough spot if he does go for it here. Let's be honest. Even with
With the Queen of Hearts
this,
blocker.
call this
this
shove.
stronger hand.
I expect him to bluff on the turn some high heart. Let's say some
This is brilliant stuff to watch.
king
It's really
jack
fun.
king nine with the heart. Definitely some.
Bryn has gone for it
In
again.
New York, this is just how we do. When BK gets to the river,
It's really close.
goes for it. Gotta just go for it. See here, we rep so many flushes. Like we have one of our only check raise bluffing hands.
Brooklyn,
Like
baby.
literally Jack 9 with the Jack of Hearts.
Queens
King
represent.
Jack with the King of Hearts,
I
or
expect him to
King
check
9
raise
with the King of Hearts, or King
a
Jack with the
bunch
Jack
of
of Hearts. These are like our
ace
only
high
bluffing
flush on the
cards in the
turn.
deck, really.
on the flop.
Guess we can have Yeah, this is like it.
I'm
With anything under a flush, I mean, it would be a good call here, but it would be a crazy call also. With anything under a flush.
in theory it would. In theory, you can. It's you definitely have to call this combo sometimes. I'm not sure though that if Bryn will check raise a bunch of flush on the flop, or if you would just call some combos like 8-9 Jack-9.
You know you have the match going well. Don't want to call and keep it up. Looks like.
I think we both. Bryn feels like he's gonna fold, and Past feels like he's gonna fold.
All right.
You can feel that energy.
The more you
even though-
tank, the more you should fold.
Yeah.
Huge moment here in the second match. Bryn Kenney firing on the river.
I don't know if you can run these kind of bluffs too. It's really close. I think I'm gonna fold.
Pascal
so.
Lefrancois
Yeah.
with 2 pair. And makes a huge fold. Bryn Kenney getting the job done.
Nice hand, Bryn.
I mean, we said he wouldn't slow down, and we were absolutely right.
Yeah.
This is the
Obviously,
style of play
really
Bryn
Yeah,
Kenney
I was
plays.
pretty sure that he wouldn't hero call me here.
6 it can. Not many people can get caught with, as Laura
Although if he
Cornelius
did.
termed it, their pants down and pull them down
It was
again in the
very
second
brutal.
match.
Yeah.
Losing the start of both matches in like level 4 and level 2. But that's what he thought also. He's like, how can this guy be bluffing me? You just bluffed it off in the first match. How's he going to bluff it off to me again in the next match? That's the thing. In like big blind defended pots, you can have a big range, so I have many flushes. So like he can't really call. And I don't know, I mean his bet sizing he could add a flush, but I just had like the feeling that he didn't in this one. That's what poker's all about. Feeling. Cause I got a feeling. Ooh, ooh.
That tonight's gonna be a good night.
Griff. Imagine a duet, you two. Could be big. If GPL ever
Here we
takes
just got
off,
the good old
might happen.
But it is
dry
taking off. How many viewers we got?
57. So Bryn off to a good start again, playing this big ball, high variance style. Is that a thing, big ball?
Big balls?
No, not ball.
Oh yeah, like not small ball.
Yeah.
Not like yeah.
Big
I went
poker.
I went with the anatomy angle there. Dude,
No,
wasn't
obviously I'm British. We're not
Inappropriate.
referring to that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Here, both players flopping a gut shot, and you're going to see Bryn betting this
disagree.
combo.
Pascal flopping an open-ended straight draw.
Oh, indeed. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite shallow and pedantic.
And Pascal
I'm gonna go with the check raise here.
going to attack.
Go get him, pass.
Yeah, combo that I will check raise in a very high frequency.
Good flop to bet. Flop to check raise also. That's why we're gonna
Given
peel.
those stack sizes.
We got backdoor hearts. And we have a nice price right here. It's giving us something we can't really fold at all. With the backdoor hearts. Well, I don't know what Mercy is talking about. I just sweated this card perfect. Still haven't seen the turn. So you gotta do, you gotta wait for the bet, and then you peel the card. So you see if it's your spots, see if you have a sweat, see the suit.
DGen 101,
Fun
Bryn
at
Kenney.
poker.
Still have some good equity. And I put him in a very gross spot. If he has some random jack X. Just gonna bet very big here.
Like, this is a hard card to bet for him. Unless it... I can't really float 7 high. I guess we're lucky that...
Bryn Kenney, such a determined and tough opponent, not even wanting to relinquish 7 high, but does make the fold, and Pascal
Such
gets
like
that
a
one through.
big bet. It seems like he has it here, I guess. He's just setting up for like a river jam. But like, what's it? No. We gotta win this one though, so we make it. The third one counts.
Bryn using a min-raise strategy here, and Pascal's going to be able to defend the ace high, obviously.
I'm gonna bet to protect our hand here.
If you're joining us late, you've missed a fast start here to this third match of the day. Bryn Kenney running a huge bluff early on in the first match. Pascal Lefrancois slow playing aces, picking up 3 points. Here, Bryn Kenney again ran a big bluff, got it through this
Third
time,
pot.
and has the chip advantage in the second match.
That sizing.
It's a very tough card. No board to bluff. Because he can call me. He can hero me with his ace highs. Because I'm not betting much. He doesn't have many threes though. Is the thing. So like if we bet twice, 3 times, we have many threes. He's got like a few threes. We can just like we're giving him a cap most of the time at a 10 range.
But
so now
I feel like this is one of these.
We bet like half pot on the turn.
We'll have to fold.
And like over potted on the river. Yeah.
Bryn Kenney wanting to run a big bluff each and every hand.
I think Pass knows that if he calls that turn, we're always firing. Always firing. Pum, pum, pum.
I can definitely check. I feel like it's a combo that it's very low in my range. I have some equity. We'll bet it once in a while for sure.
First, like button fold into the king queen.
Pascal going to be defending very, very wide versus these min opens. And does flop best here.
Go for a little min bet. I like this bet.
Can definitely see a check raise, especially against that size. Definitely not check raising all those 6x.
He doesn't have many queens. Like almost none, I guess. Like queen 6 is like his only queen. So we're gonna bet here.
I'm
Gonna
still
try to
pretty
get
high in
him
my
off the
range, definitely not
6.
holding the 3rd.
I don't think the bet's gonna work on the turn. But I do think that it's gonna work on the river. So now we're just gonna value bet him with the jack.
Wow.
So now we're gonna be betting a different amount than we were.
Great stuff here.
Such a tough spot for Pascal.
Like
I
1,
feel
2,
like
3,
I have to call
5 to 6, 7.
a bunch of 6x in the spot, facing a 1 full queen x, some deuce x in his range.
If he has jack 2 suited, he can have hearts or diamonds.
Real tough spot for Pascal
So-
Lefrancois.
Potentially have like 1,
I feel
2,
like
3,
I have to call
5 to 6, 7.
a bunch of 6x in the spot, facing a 1 quarter and half pot. Still have a bunch of ace nine in my range, which one of those will get there with the jack. But it's not like ace jack is
Not
slightly better than 6-8, but
instead of just check call and turning your hand to a bluff. Not exactly sure.
Pascal does call,
okay.
and that comment, I think, a bit surprised to see him bluffing with such a strong holding as ace-jack on flop and turn.
Got off to a nice lead in this game.
Bryn Kenney, not someone that,
Good
at least
start.
against this opponent, seems to be worrying about balancing or
No,
controlling
he's
his
in the
frequencies.
limping
Really
game
just
with
going
20
for it, all
bigs.
guns blazing.
Yeah, and you can see how frustrated and
Try
surprised
to coffin
Pascal
him.
was there.
Yeah.
Send him to the coffin. Bring on game 3. Let's go, baby.
And you can really see what a threat the New York Rounders, pardon
This is
me.
like marginal, but this hand's
General
such
manager is-
garbage. We're like us with player. We're just gonna put it in for 21 bigs on the button here.
See, I like this strategy against the way,
Just plays so
guys like
awful.
Pascal
We can
are
limp
playing.
it also.
No one wants to call it
Don't
off in
mind
these
putting it
matches.
in.
They all want to play
20
small
bigs,
ball,
blind
Yeah.
versus
and you
blind.
can exploit them by just using Nash, I think. A lot of players been limping.
Come on, Passy. Do something, baby.
Oh, and Pascal
That's
jams.
something.
And Bryn Kenney calling with the dominating hand to level things up. Huge flop for
Oh.
Pascal. Huge flop. Up and down.
Oh,
Flopping very good here.
one more.
Bricks a turn.
One more. Oh, no. Ah.
And
Pretty
we
good
had
in
our
those.
jackets halfway back
Couple
on,
of match.
but a river 9.
Little smile from Pascal Lefrancois. Saved upon the river.
Staying
No
undefeated
value
here at
from
the
a good
GPL.
hand. Just be limping it or
By the way, I
doing
think
something except for jam. Like, what's the point to jam?
The Floyd Mayweather of the Global Poker
With
League.
9-10 suited, your hand like plays well, and you're getting me off of 0 hands that like I should be calling correctly. I think that's very bad jam by him, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Bryn not someone that's shy about
It's
criticizing
life.
others' play.
No, not at all.
And yeah, I do
Maybe
think
just
I think,
like my bad jam with 5-3 suited in game 1.
I do think it a little bit unusual, but perhaps, you know, in a way, the respect he
just
has for
having
Bryn,
fun
I
over
think
here.
against a lot of opponents, he'd limp and try and see a flop there.
Although this is for a lot of pride, and everyone knows that I'm a very prideful person.
Chino
so I
Reen,
got to make it to the 3rd game.
Chino
if I'd
Reen winning the
won. I'm
WPT.
down 0-2.
So a lot of happy,
This just doesn't suit me.
Happy, people
debtors
around
out
him.
there. Yeah, of course. I'm
Waiting
sure.
on the cage.
Pascal. Jamming 9-10 suited. Don't you want to play, Pascal? Okay. So here we're gonna just see bets here.
You played much with Chino, right?
So like here I like
I played with him live.
sometimes just betting the flop. I like sometimes betting
Right.
2 streets, and I like
Yeah, it's
sometimes
fun
betting
to play
3
with, actually.
streets and just going for the haymaker here. Wasn't sure which I was gonna do. I was gonna base it on timing and thought and feeling on later streets, but at least I like to start with a bet there. We just have 9 high, just see if we take down the pot. If we don't, we evaluate and see if there's a way that we can win the pot. That's the way that I see every hand. How can I win this pot?
It's gonna feel.
And sometimes you got to try very, very hard. And then sometimes when you try very, very hard, they just instantly call you, and that's the end of your show. But it's the fun way to play.
I hope the Bryn show never
Playing
ends.
a lot of pots, bluffing a lot. Here we're going to lean towards a little bigger, because he's never folding a queen. He's never folding a king. I don't think he's ever folding a queen even on the turn here.
Yeah, interesting.
So we're going to try to haymaker him here. For 9 on the turn, that leaves 27 on the river. That would make the river a gem, yeah.
I mean, Bryn, I
Yes,
spoke
he
about
had
him
like
coming
a
from the
4
internet
or
generation,
something.
but you can
Just
see
like
he
check
is
called the
something of a
flop.
field player.
4-5 or ace 4, maybe ace high.
Like he says, I mean, I believe him when he says, I try and win every hand.
Yeah.
Like, that's his presence at the table. It's like,
For sure.
he wants those chips.
And that kind of goes back to something that Jonathan Little was remarking about in his match, about how a lot of people, the biggest
Here
leagues,
we're
a lot of
hoping he checks back.
players
This is
have,
a
and
tough
especially, less
hand to play facing the turn bet with like most of the deck on the turn. If like a 6, 7, 8, 3 deuce, ace, king, queen, jack, like not jack, sorry, of course, but like pretty much the whole deck is like a strange card.
So yeah,
You have
Jonathan
no
Little was
backdoor
talking
hearts.
about how, the biggest league a lot of players have is worrying that these people just have the notch better hand when they're betting and all this stuff.
So when they
Bryn
bet the
Kenney, that's why
turn,
he
you
just
really
eats up,
Definitely betting jack on
fish
backdoor,
or
yeah.
whatever you want to call
Yeah,
them.
Just have
And
to
he
evaluate.
convinces them to fold the nuts.
He eats up mediocre regs. is
Oh
what he
yeah,
eats
no,
up.
yeah. He just
So,
engulfs
bunch
them
of turn cards
with a
that are
plethora of moves
great for me to
on the
barrel.
precipice of
So he's
success.
betting the flop 2200. We're gonna waste a little bit of time.
Hey man, watching you play poker, you're wasting no one's time.
And call. So like a 3 isn't the worst card. It's on the range of the better cards. Only complete 6, 7, and ace deuce.
Definitely trying to shut down that hand though. It's gonna be interesting if we said that.
And interested to see if Bryn goes for thin value again here. Seems quite possible. Some players would auto check.
We can safely value bet this. For like 62.70.
Interesting. It's very
I think
interesting.
that he's always betting better on the turn. Maybe he could have 6s, 7s, or 8s. He's always betting is better than this. The thing is, we don't have many bluffs here. Like, we're kind of just hoping that he makes a bad call because of the way that the match has been going. And because of the way the match has been going, that's why I'm happy value betting this hand here. Even though I lost the first match, I think I have him at a good spot. Like, I feel like he kind of feels like on the ropes, like, except for this one hand with the 5-3 suited. I think I've outplayed him in a lot of spots.
Actually
So,
really close. I
not
think
always
I'm
the
gonna
person
go
who
ahead and
wins is
call.
the guy who plays the
Pascal
best. But yeah,
looking him
So
up.
it's a
like-
tough hand to actually value bet usually, but just with the flow of the match, I liked it. is a slam dunk shove
And a
for
tough
11 and a half
jumper
bigs.
of a shot of a
The
call.
play king
Does
high.
decide to
Need
make
a
the call.
hold.
That's a great flop.
It's going to be hard
Okay.
for him to win this one.
Good game. You deserve that one, Bryn.
And a tip of the
Well,
cap by Pascal
he's
Lefrancois.
got a chance,
As long as he doesn't
everybody.
George Clooney him on the
Everybody
river.
go and clap your hands.
Bryn
Da,
Kenney
da, 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 da.
picking
Hey!
up.
Whoa!
Bryn Kenney picking up the second
Boom.
match.
Like I told you guys, BK can't be down 2-0. 2-0? That's not in my category, boys. Down one match. Just thinking about it.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hey, da 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 da. Ho! Bryn Kenney makes it 1-1. Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff. I mean, Bryn Kenney putting on a show. I mean, I really was looking forward to so
Yeah, I
much.
know you were. You've been talking about it all day, actually.
His entry into the GPL. Pascal Lefrancois, obviously a high-level thinker, and, you know, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments he makes in the third game, because I think the reason he made that call on the river is because, as Bryn's actually articulated, he's trying to win every pot. His bluffing frequency's way out of line.
Yeah.
So Bryn beginning to look him up a little bit lighter. And it makes for an exciting match because Pascal's looking to look him up lighter. So Bryn's value betting even thinner. And it's going to be all action going into that third game.
Yeah, that was a great game to watch, obviously. Bryn, such a character for the Global Poker League. He's really going to become a star. You know, the leader of those New York rounders. Never going to count him or his teammates out. They really want to just like go for the gusto. They're just a great team to watch. A lot of fun to watch. But Pascal, now his record at a very, very disappointing 4-1.
Yeah.
All kidding aside,
He's lost
though,
it.
He's lost it. No, but all kidding aside, I mean, great record anyway. No matter how you slice it after this last game, but he really wants to take 2 or 3
and
from Bryn
you know,
Kenney.
they love the game because one of the great things about GPL is normally these guys, such high caliber players, probably wouldn't sit down to play each other. What with the rate being so high these days, you can't, you know, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're really loving the opportunity to test themselves.
For sure.
And I think that you saw that with Pascal, like, you know, like you said, a little tip of the cap at the end because, you know, he said, yeah, Bryn, you deserve this. And they're really enjoying the tough spots because, you know, I'm sure a lot of days Pascal turns up to play poker in his casino or online and just crushes people, but he's up against a tough opposition. And similarly, Bryn, used to running people over, he's up against an incredibly high caliber cash game player. Really exciting to see.
Yeah, I mean, really just sort of, you know, it elevates their game, and you know, it really brings out the best in each other when these two guys are like, all right, fine, it's like that, let's do this, let's go there. It's just, it is a bit like a prize fight. It's a lot of fun to watch.
And also, one of the things I've been talking about is, you know, over the course of these first 3 weeks is players with a very theory-based games, balancing their timings, balancing their sizings and such like. But you can see that the best sort of more unorthodox players, field players, if you like, someone like Bryn Kenney can get away with deviating from game theory strategies, you know, but you have to have such a sense of where you are. And, you know, the great thing about Bryn Kenney is he's able to articulate that and share it with us at home.
So this is the Global Poker League, guys. If you're just tuning in, please follow the conversation at GPL.
Very
active Twitter following on there. Just engage with everyone. It's really, really great. Also,
By the way, you always say, follow the conversation. Is there a conversation there?
Yeah, no, there's a conversation happening right now.
What are they saying? What are they saying?
They're saying that Bryn's great, the Pascal's great.
What are they saying about us?
Well, I mean, I've been told to filter that out for you because they are not kind.
So I shouldn't be following the conversation.
No, you don't follow it. I'll follow it for you.
Okay,
and I'll
and
filter
give me the
out all
best
the
bits.
Yeah, I'll give you the best bits.
Sure.
Anyways, we're coming back. You know the cake eating? I'm just kidding. Okay, so here we go, guys. Bryn Kenney, Pascal Lefrancois, match 3, Clash of the Titans.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the GPL. So I've heard from a few people that they're enjoying my banter on here.
Certainly are, Bryn.
So I'm happy if you guys are enjoying. That's what we're trying to do. Give you something fun to watch. And me, just another one of those type of characters. That New York swag.
Be great to get a Boston franchise in here to really create a rivalry there.
I'm going to just go for the min raise here. in this match, change it up a little. For the first flop.
I think Pascal's really going to want to win here. Both players would love bragging rights here. Two top players going into battle.
This is one of those 3 streeters. The thing that's great about the 9 actually is that the 9 now opens up a lot of barreling hands for us. Now let's say if I bet the flop with like Jack 8, 8-7, 8-6, Jack 7, Queen Jack, King Queen. Now I've just picked up like not like nice, but good equity. Like with these type of hands, when you're barreling, you want to have equity with your hand. So now, like, can easily look like I have a lot of bluff cards. Like I'm pretty much either repping a 10 or better, or bluffs.
And Pascal,
which like there's a lot of bluffs
look him
here.
up light on the turn.
I don't think Pass is gonna lay down this river.
So sick, Bryn, so confident with 10-6.
The question is, do we go again for it? Do we go again for over pot?
Really interesting overbet dynamic through the course of the 3 matches for anyone just tuning in. In the first match, Bryn overbet first with a bluff and then with the goods, and now he is doing it once again with the goods. Very interesting.
Range. I think that he would check raise his deuces and 3s on the turn. Also 10-9.
I would
only
consider
9 we're
calling
giving him
a
is
smaller sizing against an overbet. Still have a bunch of hands way better than this one to call with.
It's pretty safe to bet.
Pascal does lay down the ace high.
Once again, it's the first hand, so I don't know. Maybe he's more inclined to bluff.
The ace high hand or like a single pair. Like he's just gonna feel that he's back against the wall again. So like even though we're 1-1, I feel like he doesn't really feel like we're 1-1 because I've gotten the best out of, I feel like pretty much every single hand except for this one hand that for whoever knows what reason I decided to just bomb it off with 5-3. But sometimes you just gotta bomb. That's what makes people afraid of you in general. That's what makes people afraid to play big pots against you on like turns and rivers because they know that you're just capable of everything. So like if you're capable of everything and turning hands into bluffs and doing everything, you really kind of keep players on their toes all the time and they're always just guessing. And in poker, what you want to do actually is make other people guess. That's how you're going to do the best, is by getting other people to make calls guessing what you have, which is the way I try to base my poker game a lot. Like try to make it so that people are guessing my hand. So like let's say on the turn and river when we're check raising or so, if it's a single raise pot, you rep a lot of hands. Like in a pre-flop game, when you're 4-betting pre-flop, you're repping a very thin amount of hands. But when, oh baby,
I don't know if he's 100% c-bet so far, but it's got to be pretty close.
Pascal making an adjustment at the wrong time.
But still, this is a combo that I will really often check raise, so they're just going to fold. Even if the player doesn't see that as much as Bryn so far.
The thing is here, he doesn't have many hands, but at the same time, if we call a check raise on ace high, it's not really the type of board that I think that he's going to blast off on. So we're pretty much just like trying to get it in there.
Really pick up cards except the first match.
He's not going to really call it off or like get it in so often. We're just like hoping that somebody flopped a set
to face that kind of aggression.
Whichever 2-pair like makes with the 4, pretty much we need him to be connected somehow with the bottom pair. Because like for him to have 2-pair, he's gonna need to be connected to the bottom pair. I mean, or like somehow he can have top 2 with ace jack. He might 3-bet those. He might not. This is like this is a big 3-bet. 36, 33. We're gonna call anyway though. We have a nice hand in position.
Pretty good flop.
Hood poker, courtesy of Bryn Kenney.
Taking him to the streets.
Nice.
Pascal going to continue
on
here.
This flop, it is not nice enough. But here's the thing about this flop. If he bets this flop, and we call.
Uh-oh. The
Like,
win every
see,
hand
like, he
wheels are
down
turning,
bets it.
Samuel.
Our hand has very shitty value and like almost no backdoors. But like by calling this flop, we rep that we have something on this board. Although we don't, I mean, it's nice to lie to people sometimes. Let them think
Like
we got
yourself
something.
that you're going to win a hand.
So now, like, if Pass doesn't have something, it's a very hard spot for him to bluff. Like he's like the 3 connects the board also. On like what he has.
Maybe even some queen eye backdoor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead
Bryn's
and check on the
frequency's
turn.
massively out of line here.
We're gonna stab at it here. I'm just gonna bet too small. We're gonna bet bigger than that. So we're gonna now take the helm here. And hope that we didn't run into ace-4 suited. Kings.
It's gonna be really tough to find a fold on that river. Obviously, the heart concerns me a little bit.
Likely that we have a king, but then now at the same time,
I still have plenty of middle pair in my range, some 5x, some...
he's just like hoping to catch us for a float if he calls here.
I'm still confident that
So we're gonna
high enough in
bet.
the range here to...
Bryn Kenney doesn't slow down.
Stop.
Like this.
So much fun to watch.
It's not called that sizing.
Brutal.
You played good so far, Bryn, but you got pretty hard on that one. I did not expect that for sure.
And you
His
know,
own worst enemy a little bit,
I
right?
don't know why he's 3
well,
betting.
the thing is
Suited,
when
but
and great, Bryn criticizing Pascal's play there as well. I love it.
sick. 6-6.
Doesn't
All of a
give
sudden,
a
just one hand changes
damn.
the match.
Yeah, and
Indeed.
the thing is with this style that Bryn has, if you actually make a hand, you get paid so much
Yeah.
more than you should have. Some players would have folded to the 3.